Chenchen is the child I carried for 10 months and gave birth to. He was sweet and sensible from the time he was little, and always respectful to his elders. My in-laws have always treated me very well. What gives you the right to talk about my mom like that? You're just making things up with your mouth. Got any proof? My mom has a birth certificate, a household registration, and an ID card. What about you? What can you show? You're lying, Jiayu. If Chenchen is really the child you gave birth to, then where did Jiayun's child go? Probably an orphanage. I suddenly put on a look like I'd just remembered something. Oh, right. 18 years ago, when I was still working at the company, one day the security guard suddenly ran over and told me there was a woman downstairs claiming to be my mother. She had a child with her, and said it was my son, and told me to take him. I went downstairs and checked the surveillance. I had never seen that woman before. She didn't look like my mom, and the way she talked was off too. So I called the police. When they got there, they took the child away. Later, I heard the kid was sent to an orphanage. My coworkers all know about it. If you don't believe me, go check the police report. The second I finished speaking, Jiayun let out a sharp scream and lunged at me to hit me. I reacted fast and slapped her hard across the face. You dare hit me? Jiayue, give me back my son. What the hell are you exactly? You ran off after having a bastard child, dumped the mess on me, and expected me to raise him for you. You spent over 10 years out there living it up. And now that my son has made something of himself, you pop back up trying to cash in? Forget it, not happening. A loser like you who couldn't even pass her classes. Think she gave birth to a top student? Dream on. Why don't you ask your real mom why she didn't come in person back then? Why'd she have some stranger drop him off? If she had nothing to hide, would she do that? The second my mom heard that, she panicked. I was afraid Jiayu wouldn't want to see me. So I asked someone else to help deliver the child. I was hiding nearby and watching. I clearly saw Jiayu take the child. Jiayu, how could you be so heartless and send him away? That was your own nephew. And he was your own grandson too. If you didn't care, then stop talking. My son is Ye Chen, it's him. Jiayue, you're lying. The guy beside her with the gold chain also darkened his face. I'm Wang Dashwai. How could my son have ended up in an orphanage? Jiayun, if you can't explain this today, we are not done. Jiayun completely lost her composure. I pulled out my phone and called the police. Even after the police arrived, they couldn't calm things down. Jiayun was on the floor crying and screaming, throwing a full-on tantrum. In the end, I agreed to do a paternity test, and I asked them to rush it. My son went back first, to continue his school celebration banquet. I patted my chest and promised the Tsinghua representatives that the paperwork was fine, and my son was absolutely not the issue. 2 hours later, the results came out. The moment she got the report, Jiyun collapsed onto the floor. Her face was pale as paper. The report showed that I was the child's biological mother. She looked up at me, eyes wide, lips trembling. So you really did send my son to an orphanage? A random child with no clear background? How was I supposed to take him in? I've said it over and over already. Once I handed him to the police, of course he'd be sent to an orphanage. If he was lucky, maybe he's still around somewhere. If he wasn't, he was probably adopted long ago, and good luck finding him now. If I were you, I'd hurry to the orphanage and ask around. She was still standing there in shock when Wang Dashwai charged over. Smack, smack, 2 hard slaps landed across her face. He knocked her straight to the ground. You liar. Back then, you promised you'd leave me an heir. So where's the child now? Not even a trace. As he shouted, he lifted his foot and kicked her. Jiayun screamed in pain. My parents rushed over to stop him, but they were no match for Wang Dashwai's strength. Only then did my mom think of me. She turned and grabbed my hand. Jiayue, please think of something. Can you really bear to watch your sister get beaten to death? I shook her hand off. Then could you bear to watch her? Push me to the edge again and again? If I hadn't had proof today, I'd be the one going to jail right now. I'd be branded a child trafficker, and my whole life would be ruined. Why are you being so serious about this? We're family. You're living a comfortable life. So what's wrong with helping out a little? I should have understood this long ago. I can't expect anything from them anymore. Sorry, but I can't help with this. Why don't you call the police? I'm staying out of it. With the DNA results in hand, I looked straight at the police and said that after what happened today, I wanted her to apologize publicly and pay me compensation for emotional distress. She ruined my son's celebration banquet. I wasn't letting that go. After that, Yichuan also called in a lawyer to handle everything for us. Then we hurried home to get back to the banquet. After the Tsinghua teachers saw the DNA report, they finally relaxed. After the banquet ended, our family went back home. Yichuan had already bought a house here and settled down. But the very next day, my parents called. Jiayue, come with us, please. Let's go to the orphanage together. Please, for your mother's sake, help your sister. She's about to get beaten to death. I turned to look at Yichuan. He gave a light nod. So I agreed. When we got to the orphanage and saw Jiayun, her face was covered in bruises. Blue here, purple there. When she saw me, a flash of hatred crossed her eyes. You brought all this on yourself. You can't blame anyone else, but the staff said that child had run away years ago. He'd been stealing ever since he was little. After graduating from vocational school, he never studied again. Then he started hanging around the streets and dating. If you want to find him, go to the fried rice shop on Snack Street. He works there. We immediately rushed to Snack Street to ask around. Sure enough, we saw Li Fei sitting behind a stall playing games on his phone. In front of him was a woman with a big pregnant belly stir-frying rice, and by her feet was a little kid, maybe 3 years old. The moment I saw that, I was completely stunned. Li Fei was only 18, and the kid was already 3. And that woman looked at least in her 30s. You're Li Fei? Yeah, what's it to you? Who are you, and who are you supposed to be? I'm his wife. Who the hell are you? Li Fei is only 18. You're already in your 30s, right? What's that got to do with you? See this? The baby in my belly is his. Then what about the kid on the ground? That one's from my ex-husband. You've been divorced too? And you, old hag, think you deserve to call yourself his wife? The second she said that, the woman grabbed the spatula and smacked Jiayun right across the face. You dare call me old? I think you look like the real old witch here. Your face is already covered in bruises, and you still have the nerve to butt in.